Okay, so John Carpenter's The Thing is one of my favourite films ever made. The movie is the gold standard for practical effects, and on top of this, the film has an extremely well crafted story that still stands the test of time. Laced with paranoia, the movie is meant to leave us constantly second guessing which characters are the thing, and this extends to the ending itself. The movie closes out with Childs and MacReady warming themselves by the blazes of their base before the cold creeps in and finally kills them. For decades, people have questioned whether Childs is a thing or not, and for the first part of the video, I want to discuss why I think that he was. Now this is something I've gone back and forth over throughout the decades, and initially I believed that Childs was one of the good guys. However, there are two very important things that come at the end, and I think this spells it out that Childs is indeed an alien. Now the first of these comes when we catch him watching over the base from the sidelines. Childs is instructed to keep an eye out, and he stands in one of the rooms that leads to the outside. Later on we see that he's abandoned his post, and we get a look at the room which now has the door wide open. Now you might not notice this, but the coats are on completely different hangers to what they were originally on when we first saw Childs in the room. Placing these shots beside each other, we can see they're all laid out in a completely different way. In the movie we discover that the thing rips through your clothes in order to kill you, and my theory is that the creature ambushed Childs at this point and then there was a struggle. This caused some of the coats to fall off the pegs, and then in a hurry, the thing grabbed one to wear and then put the others up so it didn't look like there'd been an attack. Childs' coat in this scene is navy blue, and when he comes to meet MacReady at the end, it appears to be a creamy white colour. Now this may be due to the snow, and there has been several people that have argued the coat is blue, we just can't see it. Either way, I think the peg position is a lot more telling, and these coats have been rearranged to spell it out to us what's going on. Now though this may be a continuity error, it's important to bear in mind that the Thing's production schedule was delayed heavily. This was due to weather conditions, and it gave Carpenter months on end to plan out minute details, and this is why the script is so tight. We see Childs go out into the snow, and the lights cut out just a couple of seconds later, hinting at him sabotaging it and then heading out into the snow. Now MacReady meeting Childs I think also spells out exactly what's going on with the pair. In the scene, MacReady gives Childs a drink, and he then smirks after the character takes a swig of it. I think this is very telling, and the more I watch it, the more I think this is actually a test. This is because in the movie, we're told that the inhabitants of the camp should prepare their own meals. This is clearly spelling out that they shouldn't share food or drink, because the thing acts like a virus and it could spread through this. There was a follow-up sequel script that was unfortunately scrapped, but it described the thing in more detail, and it said it would create a perfect imitation of someone. Now what I mean by this is, if they had a blood clot, it would have one too, and if they had a cold, it would even take over the cells of the virus and imitate that as well. Childs would no doubt be warned about sharing food and liquids, however he takes a drink without questioning it. MacReady then smirks as if he's got him, because he knows the Thing wouldn't care about this. If Childs is already a thing, then he wouldn't mind sharing drinks because he's already been infected. Drinks are also a way it could pass on its cells and take over someone else, so it would willingly drink this because it would give it an in to take over MacReady. Just as he takes a drink, the theme tune also kicks in, hinting to us through the score about what MacReady has just realised. Might be a reach, but yeah, look. Now the theme tune itself plays perfectly upon the sense of isolation, as we have a single note playing over and over again rather than a full orchestral theme. Even the note in the score is alone, and it's something that really elevates the soundtrack. Now there's also the fact that Childs doesn't have a visible breath and there's no light in his eyes. On the 4K Blu-ray, there's a commentary with Dean Cundy who explains there's a way to figure out who's human and who isn't. He said, "You'll notice there's always an eye light. We call it a little gleam in the eye of the actor. It gives light. If this light is missing, then it means that the character is a thing, and it is absent in this final scene." However, Carpenter said this was only the case in the blood test scene, so it wouldn't really matter either way for the ending. Honestly, I don't think we'll ever get a clear answer over whether Childs is a thing or not, because knowing is not the point of the film. We are meant to be constantly second guessing this, and it's a reason why the movie is still talked about 40 years later. It's laced with a constant feeling of not knowing what's really going on, and this is seen from the opening all the way to the end. Obviously, if we missed anything, then make sure you comment below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts on the film. If you want something else to watch, we have a breakdown of all the cool details in Jordan Peele's Nope, which will be linked on screen right now. By the way, thank you for sitting through this. I've been Paul, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.